Hey guys, today I'm going to do a preview of Toronto versus Washington in round one of the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs. So let's get right into it. So Toronto Maple Leafs and Washington Capitals. So just saying that Toronto's in the playoffs is shocking because of course they weren't in it since the 2012-2013 season, so they're finally in the playoffs for the first time since then. But they're obviously gonna have a tough ass test. Washington. So Washington is 2-1-0 against Toronto this season. The 6-5 loss, I remember I was watching that game. We had a 4-2 lead and then we blew it. Speaking of blowing a 2-goal lead, that's exactly what we did on Sunday against Columbus. We needed 1 point. We could have won. We were up 2-0. I wasn't watching that game till like the 5-minute mark because I couldn't. But basically we could have secured a playoff matchup against Ottawa. The Senators are a lot easier than the Capitals, and that would have been a lot more even series. And I still think, I don't even know, that would probably be hard to say. So yeah, so they've never played before in the playoffs, I think anyway. Washington won the Metropolitan Division with 118 points. Their record is 55-19-8. Toronto is 40-27-15 with 95 points, and they finished in the second wildcard spot. So the Capitals have won the President's Trophy 3 times in the last 8 seasons: 2009-2010 season, 2015-2016 season, and the 2016-2017 season. But they never advanced past the second round. They all lost like in the second round or the first round, and their only Stanley Cup appearance was in 1998. So now we're going to get into Austin Matthews for Toronto, because obviously Austin Matthews is probably the main reason that they're in the playoffs, including Mitch Marner. Both of them have been very good. Austin Matthews is only 19. I'm freaking 18, and then look at this guy. He scored 4 goals in his NHL debut in Ottawa. He went on to be the 4th rookie in league history to score 40 goals in a season before his 20th birthday, joining Dale Hawerchuk, Sylvain Turgeon, and Mario Lemieux. So obviously he's up there, like he's doing really good. Alex Ovechkin has 33 goals. He had 14 points, 6 goals, 8 assists in the final 15 regular season games, and averaged 4.6 shots on goal per game over the past 18 games, after averaging 3.6 in the first 64 games. Washington has 5 forwards that scored at least 20 goals, including TJ Oshie and Alex Ovechkin, who shared the Washington lead with 33 goals, and 11 who scored at least 12. So as you can see, the Washington is a pretty good team, honestly. I'll say my predictions at the end, but I'm pretty sure you already know who I'm going to pick. Lars Eller has 12 goals, Brett Connolly has 15, and Andrei Burakovsky has 12 goals as well. The Leafs also have 5 forwards that have at least 20 goals, including Matthews, 40 goals, and Kadri, 32 goals, and 9 players that reach 10 goals. On the power play, the Leafs are 23.8%, that's second in the league. The Caps are 23.1%, tied third in the league with Pittsburgh. So both teams are very good on the power play. Toronto, as you can see, has like a 0.7% lead, which is obviously not that much. But to be honest, against the Capitals' defense and against Braden Holtby, I don't think they'll be getting it past him that much. So the Caps have acquired Kevin Shattenkirk in a trade from St. Louis on February 27th. He has helped the Caps go 12 for 34 on the power play, 35.3% over the last 12 games of the regular season. The Caps finished the season going 11-2-1 in their final 14. So they finished off the season strong, getting ready for the playoffs against the Leafs. Honestly, the Leafs are a good team, but like the thing is, the Caps are the Caps and the Leafs are the Leafs. No offense to the Leafs fans, like I like the Leafs. I actually have a question for you guys at the end of this video. I want you to answer it in the comments for me. But yeah, so obviously they finished off the season strong. They're looking to finally not lose in the second round and move on from the second round for once, because they're really good during the regular season, like 55 wins. Come on now, that's amazing. So the Leafs also went on kind of a good stretch, 12-5-1 in their final 18 games, which is again not bad. I will say that on their homestand, when they lost one, or they went 1-3, sorry. So that was obviously bad, going 1-3 on the final on their like final. Yeah. Sorry, I thought someone was here. So the Caps have scored first in 58 games, and they went 46, 7, and 5 in those games. So obviously, when Washington scores first, they're pretty damn good. So if Toronto scores the first goal, then they better keep that lead, because I know they've been blowing leads. So they have to keep a lead, and they cannot let Washington score first. I think, in my opinion, they have to at least keep it under 2 goals a game, or 3, because obviously Washington's Washington, and then Braden Holtby. So, yeah, so 8 players of the Leafs who have played in at least... So 8 players of the Leafs who have played in at least 10 playoff games are Brian Boyle, Eric Feher, Roman Polak, James Van Riemsdyk, Frederick Anderson, Ben Smith, Matt Martin, and Matt Hunwick. Feher is right now sidelined with injury. And the Capitals have 2 players that have played in less than 10 playoff games, Brett Connolly and backup goalie Philip Grubauer. John Carlson is actually injured, but he is expected to be ready for Game 1 against Toronto. The Caps have lost 48 man games. They have lost 48 man games, lost to injury or illness, and the Leafs have lost 126 man games to injury/illness. So Frederick Anderson for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it has a record 33, 16, and 14, 2.67 goals allowed, or GAA, and he will probably be the most important player of the series for Toronto, because he has been amazing. Like, I've watched the Leafs games, and they're really good, and he made some amazing saves to like keep it a 1-goal game or keep it a Toronto lead, so he's going to be very good. But unfortunately for the Leafs, he got injured in the 5-3 win against the Penguins, but he is expected to be back for Game 1, but if not, Curtis McElhinney will start, but he has never started an NHL playoff game. So it's obviously very important that Frederick Anderson comes back and he stays healthy and everything's good. And it's basically going to be veterans versus rookies, because like obviously Holtby, sorry, I don't know much of, I don't watch the Caps, I'm not a Caps fan, so obviously I don't know their players, but I know they have Alex Ovechkin, John Carlson, I think that's what his name is, yeah, John Carlson. So they have a lot of good players, so it's basically like very young people, like Austin Matthews is 19, and Mitch Marner is like also 19. So basically veterans versus rookies. And Braden Holtby has 9 shutouts, I think, this season. So he's been very good. Now we're going to compare the goalies a little bit. So Frederick Anderson has played 66 games. His save percentage is .918. He has 2.67 goals GAA. 5-on-5 save percentage is 0.927. Playoff minutes 1,715. Curtis McElhinney, which might start, has played 14 games. I don't know what SA means, but he has 418 SA saves. I don't even know. For Frederick Anderson has 2,052, so a lot more. Curtis McElhinney's save is also .927 in 5-on-5, but his GAA is 2.85. And he has 34 playoff minutes, but didn't they say that? I don't know. And now for Braden Holtby, the Capitals. So Braden Holtby has played 63 games. He's had 63 starts. Yeah, so okay, anyway. 1,690 SA. His save percentage is .925. 2.07 GAA. 5-on-5 save percentage is 0.9937, so it's pretty good. And he has 2,893 playoff minutes. Philip Grubauer, which I'm pretty sure we'll barely be seeing him, has played 23 games. His SA is 585. His save percentage is .926, so even 1.1% better than what's-his-face. 5-on-5 save percentage, it says 0.94, but that would be terrible, so I really hope that's not it. And then he's played 60 playoff minutes. So that's the goalies, that's the goalie comparison. So obviously, basically the Capitals have the edge in basically everything except the power play. The PK I actually don't know, because obviously I'm finding this on the internet, because obviously I don't know any of this. But so I don't know the PK, but I know that both teams are very good on the penalty kill. So that's my oh yeah, and now my predictions. So I'm gonna predict Yeah, it's most likely going to be Washington. In how many games? I think they'll win. I think the Leafs will win at least 1 or 2. I really hope that Toronto proves me wrong. And I was also like thinking, imagine the Leafs won 4-0. I'd be like, whoa. That'd be amazing. So, that's not very likely though. So I really hope the Leafs can tough it out somehow. But I think the Capitals will win in 5 or 6. I'm going to say 6, or maybe even 5, because like you never know how the Leafs are going to play. Of course, it's their first playoff appearance in 4 years, so of course they're going to try really hard. Of course, they don't stand that good of a chance against Washington. But I mean, they have Austin Matthews, they have a bunch of good players, but obviously so does Washington. So both teams are going to fight for the second round, obviously. Of course, Washington has the edge, and again, I'm going to say the Capitals in 5 or 6, which I do not want, but of course, I'm not going to lie and just say, oh yeah, the Leafs are going to win, because they're not. So, and my question that I was going to ask you is, my friend says you cannot like more than one team, which I do understand. Basically, the video's over now, so if you don't want to hear my question and don't give a hell, then just exit the video now. But my question is, can you like more than one team? Like, I like the Leafs, I like the Sens. Of course, they're rivals, so you're probably like, what the fuck do you mean right now? But I mean, like, I like the Sens, I like the Leafs. Like, I don't know why I picked the Sens, but I like the Sens. By the way, I'm also going to be doing Ottawa and Boston preview, like, probably, like, right after this video. I just need to get some more, like, stats, because I can't just go in and be like, yeah, I know, Boston's good, Ottawa's good, you know. But yeah, so this is not going to be an even series. This is definitely in Washington's favor. Again, Washington in 5 or 6 games. And answer my question, do you think you can like more than one team? In the playoffs, of course, it doesn't make sense because you have to choose one team. You can't just have, what if they play each other? I don't know, then they play each other. Then you're going to have at least one team that you like go on. So, I mean, by the way, the Jays played today, so the Jays. But yeah, next, what am I saying? Next video is going to be like today again, Boston versus Ottawa, and then I'll probably do Montreal versus New York. By the way, I'm only going to do Canadian teams because like I would do every team, but it's so much work. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you guys in my Boston Ottawa preview video thingy. Bye guys.